Connecting.
Sweet. Greetings, friends. Today is Saturday. June 20th. June 20th. It's crazy. It's crazy. June is passing by so quickly. We are going to check where my can I? Okay. We're gonna go do some stuff because I want to get this bad boy recorded. We're going back here? Yeah, we're going back here. I gotta cool. I've got to organize that. We are watching FIFA Day 10. Oh, it's not Philly. I gotta change that. It's not Philly. Ducks.
Hard drive active.
Oh boy. Stream settings. Boop. Cool. I guess we might as well change this one too. Creator dashboard. Sorry if it's making sounds over it. Please forgive me for 2 seconds.
Hard drive active.
There we go. Okay, so June 20th, 2026. Okay. This really doesn't matter, but like, whatever. We're on this adventure now. I will go over the day's football. Also, I don't know if anybody else is gonna find this funny, but yesterday I realized that they were playing football on the football field. I don't know. I thought it was hilarious because they were playing on the Eagles like football field. You know, because it's called football in the Eastern Hemisphere, in the UK. I don't know. Everywhere but America, I'm pretty sure. Who knows? We call it soccer here in North America. Hello, buddy. Yes, I left the door open just for you. Yes, I did. I'm gonna regret scratching him. If you guys see me touching my face, just yell at me, because I will get allergies.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
So, Ecuador versus Curacao. that's the last game today. But earlier on in the day, we had Netherlands versus Sweden, wins 5-1. Germany versus the Ivory Coast. 2-1 Germany wins. And now we have Ecuador versus Curacao. Sorry, today that's not technically the last game today. Technically the last game today is going to be Tunisia versus Japan, and that is at 12 a.m. So we shall see. We shall see. But like, cause it's whatever it's called. So weird. Such a weird ad. Anyways, so that's been cool. It's been very exciting. Of course you want to play. Okay, I hold, you do the thing. Go. If you want to do things, go do things. Yes. Rah. Okay, bye. We gotta delete those, but we're gonna not do that right now. Which one are we looking for? This one. Get in it. Board ship. So today, it's also Saturday. There's no, look guys, I made my new schedule. Oh, fuck, there is UFC tonight. Oh my god, I'm not on it. Saturdays have become difficult. Hold on. UFC is like happening. Why would it not be happening? Alright, let's also turn on some UFC. Where's your toy? Give it to me. Pick it up. Okay. It's like I don't have enough hands. Look at your nose, it's so cute. Go. Okay. Okay, hold on. I can't do 5 things at once. Glad I didn't X out of that. Yes. Y'all can hear me? Ryan, 1 second. I only have 2 hands. Not 20 hands, yeah? Go get it. I hear you. Okay, come here. Well, with the toy. Do you want pets or do you want to play with the toy? Which one? Get it. I can't pick it up. It's too far. UFC. We'll get there. Less music. Okay, we're back. It's also UFC. Okay, first this is Horuchi. Hi pals, thank you so much. Greetings, fuck it. You do lurk me long time. I appreciate you very much. Thank you. And hello, Ulf. Okay, cool. You guys can hear me. That's great. Thank you for letting me know. I'm trying to listen to all of it through one ear hole. Yeah, I'll watch it like one eye on, one eye off. Today I went to go get a cable. So that I can, scan my books in to the thing, and I scanned in a whole entire book today, which was wonderful. So I'm really glad that that works. I didn't expect it to... It was actually not as expensive. It was fine. The one that I purchased was fine, but there was like... It took me a minute to find it, and the rest of them were like $30 for a fucking cable. I'm like, are you serious? And then Walmart didn't even sell printer cables, which is insane, because they were selling printers. And I was like... But... Because I have a... I mean, like, I have like a landline Ethernet cable that's attached to this computer. Yeah, unhinged. And I didn't want to wait longer. That's why I didn't order it on Amazon, is the answer. They were so crazy. It was so expensive. I mean, the one that I got was like $15, so it was actually, or like $18. It was not that crazy. It was fine. But it was crazy. The rest of them were just like, and it was blue, but not like the blue cables that are like good for data sending. It was just blue in color. And the one that was black was like $28, and I was like, for what? For it to be slightly more pretty? Pretty sure it was the same length. Okay, bye. That's fine. So I did get that. It did work. I'm very happy with it. Yeehaw. And then while I was scanning in my 400 page book, I was watching Drewski's Could Have Been House 2. I always end up starting from like the second season and then watching the first one. That shit was so good. Oh my god. Everything he makes, that man is brilliant. Like, everything he makes, he's a very good, like, is it producer, director, whatever. Really good. Because it's like just the right amount of funny and just the right amount of real and just the right amount of like showcasing society. Which is great. I can't reach it, Ryan. You have to give it to me. But so far I've seen, I think, like 2 or 3 of them. I started with Could Have Been Love, obviously. But then I just watched Could Have Been House 2, and now I'm watching Could Have Been House 1. And I think there's another one. There's like one that's like just the record, but isn't that the one that's the record label? I don't know. Whatever. It was great. I was like, we're talking about it. Give it to me. Get it. Get the toy. Why are you winking at me? Ooh. Anyways, it was great. That's the room with convenience fee. Yeah, it just annoyed me. But like, I was glad. Like, it's fine. Like, it's fine. $18 for a cable to have it right now, and like to come home and just be able to use it. The biggest concern, I was just like, I swear to God though, because sometimes it's not like shit gets sold broken, but you know, when you're like, you just have that luck to just choose the one that's broken, and then like I have to, you know, go back and exchange it and blah blah blah. So that was my only concern. But it was fine. It worked really well. Now I'm on an adventure to literally upload my entire library, which is gonna be super fun. And on the way back from the Walmart, I was in my brain, I was just like, and it would be cool if we could build a virtual library. I'm like, you are doing too much. But I literally might end up doing that. So I'll update you guys as I go. Got a friend where? Also, speaking of convenience, apparently Toronto has a floating convenience store just off the lakeshore. It's like an art installation. And like, you know, I guess, bro. I do support. I wear short shorts. Who wears short shorts? I only sometimes wear short shorts. Oh, a four-legged friend. Yes, this is Ryan. He's away now. He'll come back. This is Ryan. This is Orion. His name is Orion, but it's Ryan usually. Ryan, no. Don't eat my headphones. He is featured sometimes. I'm all for art installations, but in this time and age, in this time and age, I'm sure they're using it for something reasonable, and I'm sure it does something, because Toronto's like slowly being swallowed up by gentrification, quickly. Sorry. There's literally nobody downstairs, right? Oh, nice! Greetings to Peel. Congratulations. Go, T.O. Oh, is that like on purpose or what are they doing? But yeah, I'm all for art, and especially in Toronto, and especially if it's like for good purposes, but I'm like, we are going through like a major economic situation here, and there's like several crises going on. It's like a pretty serious time. Like, could we mobilize as a city to like utilize our powers for good? But I haven't researched much into it, so I'm sure that there is like some wonderful reason why we're doing that, but it would just be nice to see like a little bit more action in other places, because like, let's be real, Toronto is like we have a shit ton, like we're one of the biggest cities in the country. Like, we should be using that megaphone that's like attached to our faces for like big old purposes, and hopefully we're doing that, and hopefully there's like administrative changes also happening. Just saying. Anyways, yes, we are one of the biggest countries in North America. One of the biggest cities in North America. It's true. Yeah. One of the I don't know where we rank in the world, but we're definitely very fucking technologically advanced, and we're very like very privileged. Like, regardless of where on the scale of things and stuff, and those that are not, like, the people that are should be looking out for the people that are not. So if we're gonna like yap about how like progressive we are and how much we love each other and stuff, like, then we have to like actually step up to that, like the words that we speak, right? So hopefully that arts installation is, you know, for good purposes, and I'm assuming that it's like, you know, the convenience stores of Toronto. If I touch my face, yell at me, please. I will. The dog. I shouldn't be touching the dog. So, anyways, yes, we're gonna go do some security missions. It's gonna be lovely. How are you guys doing today? See, it's starting. Center of the universe. Yeah, we do be having that vibe, don't we? Renovating Ontario Place looks awful during World Cup hosting. Yeah, right. Well, we'll see how it goes. I wonder what they're doing in Ontario Place. And yeah, sure, if you'd like to come. What was I gonna say? There was fucking that one dude who I don't want to talk about that left that giant thing of ice in the downtown core. What the fuck? I can't handle that person. Anyways, Amar, who were we? Galante? Not mining. Security level 2. We'll see if we can handle it. Ecuador versus Curacao, they're both at 0. I don't know if I mentioned that, but they are now into the second half Is that what it's called? What do they call them? Is it just halves? And we have Emil versus Rodriguez. Featherweight bout. I feel like I've been watching a lot of like heavyweights recently, so it's actually kind of— oh shit, brother. Head kick to the head. Oh geez, and then a whole ass submission. Good job, brother.
Drive active.
Rodriguez with the head kick. What are you guys up to? Oh, it's literally almost done. This is the like match 3. That's okay. Where are they doing this? This might be Apex. Apex. Meta Apex. Las Vegas, Nevada. Sounds like he's doing something stupid. I'm sure he's not. Hey, oh, thank you. Yeah, they're doing, we got some cool trades from Toronto, so that's nice. But I am like, listen, I understand that we probably have Lidar signed, but I'm also like feeling feelings. So I'm just like, I'm taking it chill until like, what is it, like July 11th? I think that trade is supposed to happen. Or not, holy shit, not trade. Holy shit, no. Not that. That signing is supposed to happen. You can tell I'm just a little nervous about it. July 1st? July 1st. Cool. See, I knew there was a 1 in it. Yeah, how are you? But I literally already can't wait till the beginning of next season. Like, for me, it's already begun. I'm like, let's go. But they are playing, I made this joke earlier, but they are playing football on the Eagles football field. So that also makes me happy. LOL. Yeah. Who are you cheering for again? We shall see. We shall see. I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna go. I'm trying not to stress about it. Oh, yes. Yes. They did well. They did real well. Didn't they make it to, like, I don't remember if it was second or third round. But very good. Nice. That's exciting. Second round is pretty good. Ayo. Just drinking and working on standings. Noise. Sounds like fun. Christian Rodriguez via is it TK or submission? Submission. Even though he like kicked that man in the head like 2 seconds before that submission. We'd be lucky to get back to the first. Hey, yeah, you never know. You know what? If you cheer for them, they do magical things. I'm pretty sure it's like 50%, you know, like, actual talent from the players, and then 50% how much their player base or fan base is like supporting them. Like if you cheer for them, even if they suck, they'll play better. So I don't know, we made it to the playoffs on 3.8%, so like you never know. And we went a little bit rabid after the Olympic break. Like it was a whole experience. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. You never know. And also our team like started playing a lot of like really young players, but they also not a lot of, because they also like, were we supposed to bring something here? They also like oh, we're going to pick up the mission. I was like, what are we doing? They also meshed them with a lot of like the older players so that they weren't like afraid to face, you know, like the Crosby people, which I think worked really well. And like same with like Buffalo Sabres, right? Like they also had like a whole social media wagon thing going on. So I think if you stimulate your team, you know. Yeah, he really did. He really did. It was also just absolutely fucking incredible to see VGK lose with their coach. So, you know, not to you, to him, but, you know, because what a dickhead. Because he was our coach right before that. But, you know, fuck him. Go Canes! Congratulations, guys. Yeah, good job. Because, yeah, fuck VGK. Good job. I had myself, like, cheering for them. I was like, this is weird, but also, hey, you know what? If we can't do it, at least you guys did. Congratulations, y'all did really well. Nice. But still, it's fine. It's a good time. Yeah, I mean, okay, like, when he's part of your thing, you have to, like him and stuff, so... You know, I covered what, like, was it last year or whatever? I, like, followed and did whatever. But, like, you can see the difference between the two of them, and it just feels like he, like, genuinely never believed in us, like, at all, and then just wanted to, like, attach himself to, like, he's one of those people that, like, it seems to be, this is just my opinion, but seems to be just, like, one of those people that's just, like, doing it for the money and for his own benefit and for his own gain. And, like, I get it, they made it to the finals, but I just, I think they made it to the finals because it's Vegas, and Vegas has, like, shady approach to sports where they'll, like, pick up everything that, you know, comes with, like, issues and then just, like, try to put it together, which is, like, a tactic, I guess, and it tracks for the place that it is. You know, all the things that happen there. I forgot where I was going with that. But anyways, fuck him. Whatever. I'm glad that's all over. Fuck their goalie. Sorry, I'm so spicy about it. Yeah, I really like that Canes grew their beard out for the playoffs. That was so cute. And also, this was a season of Boy Aquarium. Like, you gotta either mesh with that or, like, you know, or don't ruin it for people. Whatever. Of course we're gonna be upset. The Yankees of hockey sell their soul to be a goalie. Yeah. Yeah, they sure will. It was annoying because, like, usually, like, we cheer for VGK because VGK is one of my girlfriend's favorite teams. But we literally couldn't cheer for them this year. Like, it's really hard to cheer for people that, you know. So, what was it? Acquitted. Like, you know, still, no thanks. Yeah. But again, I think it's, I don't know, I guess, like, I'm trying to, like, think about them, like, before that. Yeah, like, I think do they have a lot of money? Is that what it is? I don't know. They try hard. And that's the other thing, is that, like, you know, if you're gonna be a team from the desert, then, like, you better be good. What is it, an expansion team or whatever? So, we'll see what happens. They do be performing. They were like, it was funny because every time the like they would play in Vegas and the buzzer would go off for VGK, it would be like super loud, and then when the Canes would score, it would just be like a regular buzzer. I'm like, that's a little annoying. Like, it was just a lot of showmanship in everything that they did, which again, like, tracks for their whole thing. Is it this one we're doing? Sir, are you... No, this man right here. Is he the right one? Yeah. This guy. Why is Tampa worse? I can't even drive on it. Haha. Yeah, but the Flyers got rid of him after what he did because they don't want that juju, because boy aquarium, right? So like, and I don't know how many people didn't want him, and then like VGK did their thing. So, you know. Like a female friend. We call each other girlfriends. It's a girly thing. Yeah. Like, makes sense. I mean, you know, I am a little gay though. A lot gay. I'm a lot gay. Very gay. Allegedly? I don't know. Sorry, YouTube. What are we doing? This is what we're doing. Okay. There's too much input into my brain right now. Yeah, it's not because there's like difference between, like, listen, cancel culture can go really far. I'm more or less all for free speech. For example, like people like Sean Strickland, for example, right, says stupid shit all the time. Should he be, because like if we're gonna take cancel culture as like the terminology for that person should be fired, right, and make those two equivalent, Sean Strickland, for example, you know, should he be like a daytime television like TV show host? Probably not, because half the shit he says comes out of his mouth, like you can't put it on YouTube because it's like against the TOS, right? Or like anywhere because it's against the TOS. But like, should he be fired as like a fighter? Probably not. Whatever. There's a lot of stuff society generally, like not the like really like sensitive people, but society generally will like let you get away with, and like there's certain people that obviously let people get away with other things. But I think that like we're coming to an existence finally, and like a lot of this has just been tested on the internet throughout like years of us like socializing together, where like the hard lines for majority of people, not all people, but majority of people, where they'll like just not want to participate in your shit. And like one of those things is, you know, SA. So just don't fucking do it. Like, it's not that hard. So, yeah. It's disappointing. And, like, you know, then I don't know. Like, because, again, it's fucking Vegas, so it's not like that's unexpected from them. I'm pretty sure half that city is, like, built on shady shit, so I'm not surprised. Are we gonna cancel the entire team for the rest of eternity? Probably not, but I think that that experience where like they were like, I don't know when they signed him on, but like everywhere they went they were just like booed at, and that was brought up and that was talked about. Like I think that's punishment enough for the team, because now they all are associated with that, and like that's definitely affected their like sales and their shit and their reputation and like all this other stuff. I don't know if they're gonna keep him for next year, but and then the guy, I don't know if he's had enough or not. Like, I don't fucking know. It's not my choice to say if, like, you know, if the people have had their, like, pound. But it was nice to see him get pelted with essentially stones for, like, quite a bit of time and then lose. So that was nice. I don't know. Or not. Sorry, YouTube. I don't condone violence. Is that the right word? Generally. Do 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 do. I forgot how to use this. Ah! Go this way. Oh goodness, these are level 2s. Can we just go back to level 1s? Can we do that instead? Oh dear lord. I should get the other one. Sorry, hold on, let me do this and then you can go back to Yap. What is the quest even? The quest. Kanye for president. Exactly. I think that man is really doing art. Like he is really doing art. He's doing some art that I think a lot of us would not dare to do. I also think, like, he's a very good conversation starter, clearly. I hope
The capacitor is empty.
and, like, still try to believe that he doesn't actually mean most of the shit he says. Not that I would, like, go and hang out with him in most scenarios, but I do think he's an artist. And I think he's starting some fairly necessary conversations, actually. So, part of that is also, like, that thought came through, because I didn't know half the shit. Like, I usually don't pay attention to most things. Where are you going? But it was when him and his, like, wife, is she his wife? Showed up to the red carpet, and she was wearing that, like, naked dress. I thought that was pretty interesting. And a lot of people's, like, feedback was just like, oh, he's, like, doing this and that and the other. But I think that it was quite a powerful message, because it's like, there's, like, this sexualization of women, but they always want to sexualize women just, like, a specific, especially in it's in North America. Like, it doesn't happen in, like, the Middle East or, like, the East or what. I mean, it does, but, like, differently. Whereas, like, here they want women to essentially be naked, but they also want, like, a really pretty little, like, pattern right over your nipples. that just like leaves like a little bit to the imagination, but it's also like does it though, because you're still commodifying the rest of the whole ass woman. So like if we're gonna be doing that, why don't we just send them out naked? Like what's the really big difference between like covering like here and here, right, and then just being like no, she's clothed, it's totally fine, we're not selling sex here, we're like selling her voice. Like, are you though? So I thought I like a lot of the the conversations that he forces, and a lot of them are like very uncomfortable conversations. Now, does he do it in a ethical manner every time? Again, or he's crazy, or he's just like literally batshit crazy. I don't fucking know. I don't really know enough about Kanye to be making statements, to be honest. Allegedly. Boop doo 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 doo. Which one? This one. This one. Ryan. Hello. None of them scored still. Jalapa versus Sterling. Cancel culture went against the streamer's beliefs. And then what? Religious beliefs and did cancel culture on said streamer. I don't know what that means. I like your octopus, sir. I don't know. I don't know what you're referring to be honest. I think that also, like, it really depends, right? Like, it's like, it really depends. Like, what, can you get the entire market to cancel you? You have to do something absolutely insane. Like, assault a person in that one manner. But, like, anything else that you do, like, basically anything else that you do, including, like, unaliving people. There's, like, people out there, like Cain Velasquez, right? Like, I don't think he unalived that man, but he tried to. Came back, totally fine. Was not really canceled. Like, it's kind of canceled, you know? They kind of were like, maybe you shouldn't do that. Like, maybe, or maybe you should. I don't fucking know. I don't condone violence, YouTube. I think violence is bad. We shouldn't do it. There's better ways to solve your problems. You should talk it out and get the net and then put those people in jail. There is, like, a very limited amount of things you can do that will get you canceled by the entire market. And if you're not canceled by the entire market, then, like, whatever you're selling and whatever you're doing, there's still another, like, audience out there that's gonna pick you up. So, like, maybe you've pissed off, like, people are just way too, I don't fucking know. They, like, if you're on the internet or if you're, like, a business person, like, you should be able to adapt your strategy, like, sales strategy, right? If you're selling shit, to, like, just sell to a different, like, if you've really pissed off your, like, audience so much that, like, none of them want to talk to you anymore, you can get a new audience. Like, there's other people that will buy from you whatever you're selling. But, like, most likely you're not going to piss off your whole audience, because, like, they would have to be, like, if you've done something, like, kind of mildly stupid, like, apologize, you know? Like, apologies go a really far way. Learn from your mistakes and then grow and then, like, change, and, like, people will come back to you. Like, you have to do something really stupid or continuously do something really stupid or continuously, like, offend your own people to really, really get canceled, you know what I mean? Or like, do something that's just, like, by human standards globally is, like, morally wrong. And there's, like, a finite amount of shit that's on that list. There's, like, 5 things at most, you know? So don't do those things. But, like, if you do those things, they're likely illegal. Like, you know what I mean? So, And if you have a problem with being canceled, well, you know. But also, I have no idea what you're talking about, so maybe I don't know. Thoughts on the UFC White House cards? I'm really happy that Justin won. I'm usually mostly in the Dagestani camp, and not that Ilya's Dagestani. I have, like, a whole feeling about Ilya. But like, you know, homies be homies. But Justin's also a homie because I love America. It was great. It was wonderful. All of the fights were really wonderful. It was interesting to see Alex up at heavyweight. I would love to see him continue onwards. Like, you know, Gon was a pretty serious competitor. It was nice to see him out there. I would be really excited for like a more fancy UFC pairs. I don't know if Dana White would be down for that, but that would be cool. All the other fights were great. It was really, like, it was a shorter card, obviously. It was just the main card. Motherfucker, those walkouts. Holy shit, those were long. So long. Like, it's like 10 minutes. But I also get it. I really appreciated that they did the everything, and then they had, like, the other watch party that was, like, on the wherever part of, wherever it was, the watch party that they had, so that was pretty impressive. I know a lot of people have like different opinions on it, but I genuinely do think that like fighting is a really good like diplomacy move, like sport in general. There's nothing more like raw than two representatives of a country like beating the shit out of each other. And number two, UFC, regardless of how people feel, is like a very, like, watching it, I've never directly with the UFC, they are like one of the most diverse organizations out there. They're all very respectful towards each other. For those of you that have been in MMA gyms, like if you want to be an asshole in a gym, like you can directly fight your fucking feelings out in several different ways. So people generally are like a family, right? And so and it also like promotes sports, you know. As a woman that was there, and like I'm not a big fighter. I'm a white belt, but also I'm just like I'm pretty soft. I very much appreciate that like gyms will adapt to your level, and they will give you a safe space regardless of like what your like you know, level of expertise is, or like where you come from or who you are or whatever. Or like you can be like straight out of prison and like it's also a safe space for you, right? And like you know how to fight, or you can be like a black belt, like whatever reasons. Or like, you know, and it's like a nice mix of people, right? There's people from all sorts of places. Like law enforcement is inside of a lot of gyms. The military was there. It was really nice to see the representation of the military. So as like a show and a performance, like I really like how they've been stepping up their game the past few years. The UFC's worked really hard to do that. It apparently cost Dana White $60 million to put that thing on. So he's like, I'm never doing it again. And it's like, motherfucker, just wait. I feel like he's really been like pushed to his limits. Like that poor man, he's been through so much. Like I just can't imagine for the past 30 years like this trajectory that he's been on. Like it just like as a human experience that must be wild. So good matches, good thoughts. It was a lot, like emotionally I think it was a lot, but it was good. I'm excited to be back to like regular schedule. LA is just sitting there like, yeah. I wonder how they're doing actually with like the soccer. Because I know they were struggling with their whole like Skid Row situation, and all of the tourists that were coming, and they were trying to figure out how they were going to do that. I'm sure they just like didn't do much, but I gotta check in. I met a woman I wanted to be a better man for. Instead of doing that, I went crazy. Yeah, shit do be like that sometimes. Relationships are hard. But, you should be better for yourself, you know? There's a whole, like, love yourself before you love other people. And also, if you meet somebody where you want to be a better person, that's good. I think that the best relationships are the ones where you both, like, grow together and where you both motivate each other to be better people. Motivate, not force, motivate. And not like in an expecting you kind of way, and like a I'm motivating you to do what's best for you, and you motivate me to do what's best for me, and as a product of that, we also do what's best for each other. because then you're like a unit, because it's all about, biologically, it's all about raising those children. So yeah, but if you're going crazy, that's probably either something in the relationship or something in you, and you just gotta breathe about it and drink some water, meditate on that shit, learn from your mistakes, grow into a new person. We're like caterpillars, evolve into a butterfly. You're doing great. It's hard. Relationships are hard. Healthy well, it's like hard to grow into the person. Now Ho Sterling ones by TKO. It's hard to like grow into a person that's going to be in a healthy relationship, especially if you come either from a place where like that was never like modeled to you or taught to you, or if you've been through some fucked up shit. Usually those two are the culprits. Sometimes other things, but it's doable. It just takes time. Usually. What are you drinking, Elf? I love it when you drink. It's so funny. You don't do anything much different, but I think you're more talkative. When are they going to start sexualizing men? LOL. Sorry, YouTube. This is educational conversation, okay? They definitely do. They do sometimes, I think. Did I get murdered? Oh no, they're throwing things at me. I don't like that. You're not very nice, sir. I think they do. That's a good question, actually. I should think about that more. I think men are taken advantage of in different, like in other ways. You know? I don't think about the male experience enough. I should. Great win by Justin. I know. I'm so glad he won. And now there's all like the interviews coming out, and he's like the perfect person for interviews. Like he's such a good American boy. Like they really chose this card well in terms of like who they put on it. Sean got arrested. He snuck into it, even though he told us that he had a fucking ticket. But he snuck into like the people part of it, which was kind of cute. It was very on brand. And then got arrested for disorderly conduct. He's so fucking crazy. He's so crazy. Oh my god. But he's a very wholesome man. He's a good boy. It's like sometimes a very bad boy, but like a very good boy generally. He's got a good heart. Yeah, but it was good. It was interesting to see Alex too, like in a different vibe. Yeah, oh yeah, because they did the live music by the military too. I thought that was really cool. Again, I come from a place where like the military does a lot of singing and a lot of dancing well, they do a lot of marching, and a lot of like synchronized action and stuff, and synchronized action and singing as well is like a really big piece of building camaraderie without having to use violence, or like, you know, traumatic experiences. So it was lovely to see that coming from America. They did showcases of like all the different military branches. They're obviously like trying to promote the military. They're promoting the like UFC. I don't know if they're like actively directly promoting the military, but they are directly promoting trades. And I think that's wonderful, because obviously we have like a huge like work situation, and like things like the military should always be a fallback for like any country, where like if you can't get Any job, you guys have heard me yap about this before, if you can't get any jobs should always be available at the military, and not like infantry jobs where you go and just like get shot. First of all, who the fuck is sending these like 18-year-old kids that just joined the army like to the front lines? That generally, I don't know how much that happens, but like it shouldn't, because like logically it's not like a good, like, I was thinking about this, like Black Ops, right? Like it's never like the 18-year-old that's like on the front lines in this like, you know, special ops like mission or whatever. It's usually like a 35-year-old man, right? That's like been there for a while, or however old. So not that, but like showcasing that there's like much more to it, and like building discipline is a great time. Like, yeah, it probably, like, it sucks to be in like basic training and whatever, but that's part of building discipline. And I think that that's like important to, like, if you're joining the military at like 18, like you should be doing basic training. It's safe, but it's still hard because you need to like build muscle and like build the like dexterity and all this other shit, but B, you need to like build discipline and learn how to like work cohesively as a unit, right? Like in general, that's a really good skill to have. And then like half of those people will like leave. You still need to have good support for like military members that have like left, because there's a lot of people that get injured in like preliminary training because somebody fucking drops a grenade or some shit where they shouldn't be, or like accidents happen, you know. And like there needs to be like help for like all of this, regardless of like how long you've served or like whatever you've done. Just because like if you're going to be exposing people to you know, safety issues, then you should also be taking responsibility for that shit regardless. It shouldn't have to be like you got his leg blown off at the front lines. It's like anywhere, you know, it's your responsibility. So, but if that's all covered, then like absolutely any country should be promoting people going to the military, because it's a great job. And like you're not, you know, you're not always on the front lines. There's all sorts of, or at least again the country I come from, there's all sorts of other jobs, especially desk jobs or like manufacturing jobs, or, you know, like it's like any other system where there's a lot of layers of like management, and there's a lot of like different support pieces to it. You're not always the person that's like out there run around in the field. And I think it builds a lot of like patriotism and a lot of like good things. So it's really nice to see the States like doing that. And again, in the UFC, like showcasing the different, I keep calling it military. Is it military? Like collectively, is it military? The like Army and the Navy and the air people, right? Any of you guys that know, please feel free to shout it out and tell me if I'm wrong also. And yeah, live music was great. And it was nice because they kept on playing Parts of the Caribbean. I was like, yeah. It's really cute. And I like that they were playing music from like everywhere. That was the good thing. Bullet bourbon and Coke, that sounds wonderful. That's okay, I hate typing too. I think you're doing great. It's always fun to hear your opinions. Snuck into the bar. And he jumped in and he was talking about fighting anyone. I don't know if he actually did fight anyone, but it's Sean. That sounds like Sean. It's what Sean does. But that's what I love. I love that he's willing to like engage with the fans so much, and like willing to fight them and willing to interact with them. And it doesn't seem like he's like slowing down, right? Like he genuinely loves the people, and he's genuinely there for the people. Like he really do be the people's champ. Like, you know, because sometimes it's like he gets a lot of attention, right? So it's like sometimes people, like athletes that are in that space, like eventually their interest to talk to people just plummets. But he's like, it's been several years now, he's like consistently wants to engage with people and like wants to give whoever an opportunity to fuck around with him. Sometimes he takes it too far and like hurts a fan. Poor man. Dance the line just off one bars. Nice. What kind of dancing do you do? Good job, sir. Or not a good job. We thank you for your service. Yeehaw. I fucking love that. I was raised like on a training facility, and I would say have a lot of like people that served. Yeah. I love the military. We love you. Is that straight up a rock? Yep. Cool. Nice. Yeah. That's fun. I've always wanted to learn like line dancing or two-step or something like that. I don't know any of those. Do you have a cowboy hat and cowboy boots that you do that in? That sounds wonderful. But yeah, rock is some crazy shit too. Wild time. You know what would be great if we all just played chess. Can we all do that instead? That's why we need the UFC, so that instead of doing all that, we can just, like, you know what, before any conflict arises, how about you ship in 10 of your guys and 10 of your guys, and we're gonna all sit down and we're gonna watch them fight, and whoever wins, and this is how we're gonna, like, try to handle our business. And then, like, last resort is sending people anywhere, because this is a lot. It's very traumatic. It's very traumatic. And how about we don't traumatize each other? That would be lovely. Cowboy boots? Cowboy hat. Human chess and they fight. Yeah, exactly. Well, like, jiu-jitsu is basically human chess. Or just chess. Chess is also really good. I don't know how many of you guys play chess, but chess is so much fun. Fantastic. At some point I want to play chess on the online, like live. But I'm nowhere near. Maybe we'll start at some point. I want to do a lot of things with an A. I don't. We should try it though. We should try it for sure. There you go. Well, we can play chess. I will chess spar you. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good for oh, thank you. Thank you for your subscription with Prime. I appreciate it. I appreciate you choosing me. I feel very chosen whenever I get a Prime subscription. I'm just like, oh wow, me. That's lovely. Thank you. It very much helps. Very much helps my existence. TY. I need to get some more fun subscriber emojis because I moved this one down to follower level, but I really do this one. This one used to have a Dory hat on, but then Old School actually said that it reminded me of copyright. Copyright is a thing. I'm still figuring copyright out. So I had to change it to something that wasn't copyrighted. But I do need to figure out some emojis for like or some like viewer rewards for the sub people. Tangia, what is that? Oh no, am I being hit? I'm fucking being hit. Keep forgetting these people are beefy. You're gonna get hurt like that. No. Chopa. No. Where are you going? This is terrible. I'm gonna die. We have to switch to a different level. I kind of just want to grind. What is it called? Rep. See, like, I'm gonna be dead by the time that I get to him. This is terrible. This is awful. Well, at least I'll kill one of you. Can't stop me. I die if he, Eh? Yeah. Maybe not, though. No, I'll probably die. Fine. Tangia, what is that? Oh, like, I use, what is it, Streamlabs? Is it kind of like Streamlabs? Okay, I see. Yeah, it depends on what kind of interaction. So the other thing I'm...
Docking permission request.
Yeah, I do get stuff from bits. So Streamlabs has... Greetings, Dropa. Yeah, thank you. Can you come help me, please? Because I'm dying. So there's, yes. There's, holy shit. Streamlabs, they have like a bunch of different like interactable things, but you need to like set half of them up. And then some of it is also like gambling. So I'm still finding my way to like an ethical workaround for that and just be like, am I pro this or not pro this? I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, I'll need to look into what they offer. I'll take a look-see. I mean, I guess also if it's like if it's just for Twitch, it's fine too. Oh, I didn't repair. LOL.
Docking permission request. Docking request accepted.
Because some of it is like really interactive, and then it interacts over my like overlays and stuff, and then it affects the YouTube, and the YouTube is the thing that I have to worry about, because YouTube is finicky as to like what they allow and what they don't allow. Sometimes they yell at you. Don't want to upset the YouTube just has like the strong, like the most like specific TOS for the 4 platforms that I stream on. Incoming raid. Oh boy. Cake versus Horiguchi. Oh yes, this is almost done. And then the other one also finished. Look, it's Hobby. Ooh, Phillies are winning 15-3 against the Mets. Look at that. Top of the 9th. Oh, and also, Jackass is coming out with another movie. I can't wait. Jays won over the Cubs 8-6, and Nats won over the Rays 4-3. Motherfucker. I get so excited about that team. It's really terrible because I really want to be for the other two teams. Like, I am trying at my core. Those are my two teams that I like I love them because they are home. But the Mets come in and it's over. Greetings, Raid. Thank you, Steve Saban. Welcome to the stream. Did I heal? I did heal. Okay. How are you guys doing? Let me show you out. Oh boy, it's getting loud in here. Okay, close enough. How was your stream? I wonder where that rock came from. Still thinking about the rock in my drink. All right. Put this on before they freaking shoot me again. And then go approach them. TYTY for coming. How are y'all doing? An IRL woman. How do you know? Maybe it's a mask. Loving the Nets this season. I know, same, right. So cute. They're doing so well. It's because, again, I want the Montreal Expos back. I want that team. I want it to return. We just need $1.5 billion more. It's gonna be fine. They just need to repair that fucking whatever, the place that they play, the stadium. That's the word. So I believe in it. If we can believe in it, we can achieve in it. Thank you, Jopa. Thank you for the follows, friends. Who likes the Mets? We like the Mets. Oh, yes. Let me check kick. TYTY. Thank you, pals. I don't know how shoutouts works there, though. Yeah, it don't be doing that. Kick is difficult. But thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you very much, Steve Haven. Nice. How was the exploring? AI video hacks, it sure is. I am the AI. It's getting real good. And Formula 1 for those that care. Is there Formula 1? No, not this week, but next week is the Australian GP. And we are watching soccer, but I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, how'd that go? That's what we were checking. Goldfish. These two are on the end of round 1. They did. Zero, zero. No, it was a tie. It was a tie. Is that how that works? We are just getting into FIFA. I have no idea how soccer works, so like bear with me here. That's okay. You can be in DC. There's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. Is that Washington is in DC? I also don't know America well enough, so just subscribe now and keep the dream alive. Yeah. I mean, okay, technically it all started from Philly, and then, you know, and then it just turned into a whole thing. I'm from Toronto. For those of you guys that don't know, I guess, there's a bunch of people in here that are people. I'm in Toronto, so and I do love the Jays. I love the Jays. I'm not a big fan of the Leafs. I do love the Jays. Thank you for the subscription, friends. Oh my goodness. I appreciate you all. Oh my goodness. Was it gifted subs? Thank you for the gifted subs. Holy crap. I appreciate you very much. Oh my goodness. TYTY. That helps me exist. Super goldfish. When there's a lot of chat, of course I'm gonna super goldfish. Aw, TY. That's cute. Football. Yeah, 'cause football in the football stadium. You know. It's a good time. And look at that, we reached a follower goal too. How exciting. Yeah. Did you how do you feel about the UFC Freedom 250? Oh, Canada, yeah. I sure am Canadian. Aren't all Canadians from Toronto? Mostly. Yeah, mostly. That's where we mostly exist. I was just talking about how because we're all from Toronto, we must like take responsibility from what we're doing. Because we just built it. Oh no, no, not that one. Not that one. We built like a convenience store that that floats. Is this safe? I swear to God. Okay. We built like a floating thing. Floating convenience store. It was unhinged. You watch F1, I tend to root for Mercedes. I'm hoping Hamilton gets out of his funk with Ferrari. Yeah, but also Roscoe like died not that long ago. I was just thinking about that today. I was like, I don't know how he's doing about that. He is getting podiums though. He got like several in the past few races, I'm pretty sure, so he's doing pretty well. But it does seem to be like a rookie season this year. I am generally attached to Monster Energy, so wherever they go is where I go, but they're also in papaya right now, and anything orange is what we do in this house. So, because, Flyers. So, Flyers, McLaren, same difference. McLaren with Monster. And actually it's McLaren, Monster, and Loop earplugs this year, so I'm pretty down with that. It's really cute. I'm a fan of Ferrari because they have like a certain kind of just like eternal melancholy that I appreciate, especially in Charles. And then what else? I don't know. I don't have like a specific favorite team. I tend to kind of appreciate them all in Formula One. I'm really excited to see Cadillac and Audi on there this year. That was cool. I'm obviously a fan of rookie number 1, Fernando Alonso. Not so much Stroll, but that team is Aston Martin is like hilarious to watch. So I'm down with most of them. I obviously like Verstappen. I don't like Red Bull as much, but like how much do you like or not like? Thank you for the cheered bits as well too. This chat is chatting. Tis chatting. But I appreciate you all. 51st state. We will fight you with our geese, motherfucker. Lovingly. GSP is a national treasure. It's true. Why is he not a true Canadian? Montreal is wonderful. This is why we like the Nats, Oh look, my like little the Twitch Prime thing came about. That's cute. His first podium like ever? Or his first podium this year? Mostly yapping. Yeah, I've also only been playing EVE for five months, so bear with me here. Yeah, they got nice. Montreal is wonderful. I like Quebec in general. I'm getting there with my French. What was I saying? Yeah, it is a Thrasher. Yes, it sure is. It's the one I feel I have like what's it called? The other one? Rupture is the other one that I fly. I feel like I should probably change into that, actually. But I also have Jopa with us, so I'm sure we'll be okay. Cause I like how, cause I was doing level 1 missions for the event track, and so the pew pew was stronger on the Thrasher, even though it's like softer to get hit on. So that's okay, whatever. But now that I'm doing higher levels, I want to see how I do. Clearly, if I'm alone, it's not working as well. So, I don't know, we'll have to figure it out. But I should try missiles soon, now that there's no like event track that I'm interested in. We shall see. Oh yes, I'm learning French, but it's not good enough yet. I mean, I've been learning French. Quebec, Montreal, because I've been learning French since I was like a child, but obviously you don't use it. But you know, we're assholes. We're both assholes. The Quebecois are assholes. We're assholes. Everyone's an asshole. Have you seen those motherfuckers on a plane? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. They can be special, but we love them anyways. They can be special in many ways. Whatever. They're very European. But we like that. We like that distinction, and you know, they bring a lot to the table. So, Riha Quebecois. Yeah, but see how fast I die? Like, I'm very squishy. So, it's not good. I'm sure there's like something I can put on or something, maybe. I don't know. No, this guy. Go for this guy. Go for this guy. I just gotta get better at the game, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe it will change into the other one. I think so. Yeah. He's doing really well. They're real people. They're lovely. No, I really appreciate them, like, especially these past few years. They do a lot. It's nice because it gives Canada like a dual brain almost. We need the Quebecois. We need them peeps in Montreal. They keep us grounded, and they remind us of things we forget sometimes. So it's lovely to have them. I love them. I do love them. I wish I spoke French better though, because you don't want to be an asshole and go just like talk English over there and expect people, like, it's a bit American, you know, and expect people to like understand you or to speak it back to you. So it's nice. But my French is, I'm just like nervous to speak it to like people that actually speak French, but then I don't feel as nervous to speak to people in France with my French, which is insane. But I think that kind of exemplifies our relationship with the Quebecois. Go. I don't know what MWD is, but like maybe. Which one? Is it this one? Oh, I see. Yeah. We're learning. I'm not a professional at Eve by any means. This is not why you watch this channel, just by the way, guys. We are here. We are learning things. I will be here 3 to 4 days out of the week. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you sports. I can guarantee you some other things, but being good at Eve is not one of the things that I can guarantee. Fries, mayo, toast, and kissing. Only French I know. That's funny. Yeah. It also, so like on the, we'll change into the, what is it? The other one. The Dorito chip. And that one, you can't have the micro or the Fasty Go thing on because then I can't fire. Well, everyone's new. Yeah, 5 months. 5 months. 5 months. What? What station? Okay. Let's go get my other ship. I'm gonna go get my other ship though. Or should I pick up the, I'll pick up the mission? and then I'll go change into the other ship. Other ship, other ship, other ship. So BRB. Change into my other dress. Been playing since 06 and still don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, see, exactly. Learning curve goes backwards the longer you go. Yeah, so it's been 5 months. No. Wrong. I'm finally getting to the point where like I'm starting to understand what the game is a little bit. It took a while. Manual Cape 1 via totally didn't watch that at all. Via TKO in round 2. Very cool. Still no fucking Japanese champion. God darn. Gosh darn it. Yeah, well, that's the feedback I keep getting from you guys, is that like I hear a lot of people that have been playing for like a while, and they're like, yep, still learning, still figuring it out. And it seems like there's this huge like ecosystem inside of it where there really is so much to do. When I first got into EVE, I was like, I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna just chill out, and then people were like, what do you want to do, and I'm like, I feel like I need to like figure out what my job is. Like I feel like, you know, you're like a teenager and your parents are like, what are you doing with your life? That's how it felt. I still don't know. I'm gonna probably, I like missions, like security missions. I like mining. Like mining's very chill, and it gives me the opportunity to just like be online and like do something but not have to be 100% focused. I like the idea of like leveling with all the factions and then being able to run security missions for like all the factions. I would like to get into PvP at some point. Not anytime soon. I'm not ready for that at all yet. And no, stop. God. Wrong. And at the moment I like living in high sec. No plans to move out into low sec anytime soon. I have an anthro degree, and right now I'm learning to program, so programming mostly, and then I do social media activities. But I do like as I'm learning to like code and do such things, and as I am on my social media broadly journey, including like streaming and whatever, all the skills that I like acquire, they then just basically freelance those skills back out to whatever community I'm in and utilize them to like sell services, sell tech services. Sell services sounds weird. Yeah, briefly, 'tis what I do. People keep saying that, but it's a little intimidating. But so I also play WoW. It did get me back into PvP in WoW, which is lovely. I've been playing WoW for like over 15 years. So that's exciting. So it's interesting how it kind of ended up working backwards. It's like, yeah, I need that bloodlust. But it's because I know what I'm doing in WoW. And I know how I know how the damage works, and I know my damage that I'm doing, so it feels easier to get into PvP. Whereas here, like, clearly I'm not like tuned in enough into it. I can do like level 1 missions and they're fun, but like as soon as we go up to level 2, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, and then I'll panic, and then I won't target manage properly. So I imagine that I'd be pretty freaking squishy in an actual like PvP situation. But maybe next year, like in a year's time, I think then I'll be ready for PvP. Because it does sound like fun. And like the big like battles and stuff that I've heard about, those sound like fun. But I'm still a noob. So, not yet. Where's the Dorito chip? Where is the Dorito chip? Fuck. Oh no. Next Saturday from Baku. That's exciting. Azerbaijan. What's it called? Ah. Oopsies. Nice. Your social skills are too good to be a developer, lol. I like puzzles very much, and I do plan on continuing to do streaming. Like, strap on in, friends, we're gonna be here for a while. Throughout my entire career, both as an anthropologist and also as a developer. And I kind of, like, I have a whole, like, plan as to what I want to do with it, so a lot of, like... Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. So, as much as I want to both... I'm figuring it out still. Like, I really like VR. I want to get into VR, and just, like, figure out what I like doing and stuff around it, but I do plan to like switch different positions and do different things and whatever and just kind of grow. But over the years I've found that it's something that I just like genuinely appreciate doing and can see myself doing into like well into my old age. And then I also want to do it because a lot of like the things that I do have with my like anthro background always is like very centered, and just like my life background is always very centered around like helping the community and like blah 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 blah. So tech skills is one of the like strongest things that you can do there. If you have the tech skills, you can essentially like build whatever the fuck you want. Ain't nobody stopping you. So TY for the follow. So it's kind of like a long game with that one, but as I keep going on that adventure, like it's been really lovely and I appreciate it. And then like it's nice because it's like the more, because I think it's like as a woman, like you're not as exposed to it sometimes, so it's been nice because the more skills I acquire, the more that like the more I can also utilize those skills. Like I'm up north right now, and so there's a lot of people, and like the thing about Toronto is that again there's like Toronto and then there's like the rest of the country, and like the rest of the country doesn't have as much access to like tech things. So it's been really rewarding to be able to use the tech skills that I've learned, and I'm just starting to code and React, right? So I'm like a baby. Fuck. Oh my god, every time. It's distractions, man. What is it called? Rupture. For the 5th time. There we go. Is that the right one? That's been really rewarding, so it's like it's the combination of those things, but I appreciate your perspective. Thank you. If y'all are in the tech industry, especially like programming type things, please do share your opinions and experiences. I really appreciate that. I am taking the Corvette. How is that drink treating you, sir? And what else did you say you were doing? Missions? An IT project in the last 20 years. That's definitely more. The big battles are not where it's at. I am good guess of Warlock. Blood Elf Warlock. Do we really need to? I started playing when when all of us started playing. But I do have other characters, obviously. I think I have a mage somewhere in there, but I have had the same main since the beginning. It had to change this one time, but like it's fine. Don't worry about it. but a destro lock, so they're pretty beefy. But I keep talking to myself about it, where like I really need to train on pally so that I can get the movement down, because when you're a lock, like you don't fucking move as much, but I need to, if I want to do like arenas and stuff, like I have to learn the movement. I tried exploration. I'm still a little like I don't know enough about the game that it just frustrates me over anything, because I don't know what I'm doing, and like I know you have to like learn in order to get through it, but it just, we'll get there. I have to like, I gotta take it a little bit at a time. But I did try exploration and wormholes. I think that, so I have ADHD. I think that I'll just get like distracted too much, and then trying to get back through the wormholes and remembering to tag it and whatever, that was like a little difficult for me. I find the like whole like training skills things a little intimidating, because I don't know which skills that I need to be training in order to like siphon up the gas clouds, but also you need different skills to like do the missiles, and different skills for this other thing. And then it's like, because I want to do a lot of different things, it feels like I have to skill into like 50,000 different things at once, and I just don't have like, because it also takes time and the patience and the capacity, like it's a lot to take on all at once. And like looking at it from like a WoW perspective, like I know that eventually it'll click, but it's not fucking clicking yet. Like it's still gibberish to me most of the time, so we'll get there. But I did try exploration. It was interesting. Fuck, oh my god, do you see what I mean? This is why we can't do wormholes. Like this is why, because I will forget every 2 seconds. Dear lord. Okay, now that's set.
Warp drive active.
I appreciate you guys complimenting my social skills, though. Hot. Comes from living in Toronto. Well, also living in Toronto and being raised on that near a lot of people as a child. The military lets you yap, or doesn't. Depends. It depends. Except maybe AI. I thank you for the follows, friends. You're gonna take jobs from low skills people, but there will always be niche for highly skilled people. Yeah, well, it depends on what you mean by low skill, because like trade jobs, for example, fucking safe as shit. Like, ain't no AI taking that job at all. And I do think that we should pay our, well, it depends, because some of our trade skilled people get paid a shit ton of money, but like the less certification ones, we should also, I don't fucking know, actually. People get paid a lot of money, maybe more. It's always nice to get paid more. And for like developer jobs, it kind of feels like it's only going to be people that are just like straight up coding. But if you're like a driver, then your job is safe too, because AI can't really replicate like creativity and all that stuff, which is lovely, because I look at it as computer art. And again, I want to do VR things, so me. There's an Eve meme where the IT and military wars. LOL. Cursor, Claude, personally understand the basics of code. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Claude, I'm in like a group, and Claude is doing big old things. But I also, so back to the whole like, because all of my shit is centered around this like concept of like at-risk populations. It was at-risk youth, but now it's just at-risk people in general, or like people that are in like shitty circumstances, and like the homelessness crisis that like North America, but a lot of places are facing, right? Or like if you just look at the like UN 17 goals for sustainability or whatever, so like a lot of people can't afford the like Claude subscription or whatever. So a lot of the things that I do, like I want everything that I put out to be accessible for someone that's like in that kind of space, because I think that it should be, and we lock a lot of our shit behind subscriptions. But I do use Claude. I think I use like different AIs for different things. Like VO is really great for like mock-up sites or mock-up applications or whatever. And like thinking, I know Claude came out with Claude Design recently, and they're just like Claude and Chat are competing for different functionalities. They're nice in different ways though, right? Like Chat's almost like a chat bot, whereas Claude is like an actual AI that like builds things, like a worker almost, or like an actual like thing that does activity, like work. So it's interesting to see how they both do different things and handle different tasks. All right, now that we're here, finally. And I do have enough pew pew. Look how pretty she is. Oh, wow. So cute. All right, let's go do that mission. It's like almost bedtime for me, but that's okay. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and like I like art, I like doing all those things too, right? So for me, I'm very excited to, and I do things with Meta too. So I want to, like, Meta Horizons and Roblox is like, I'm going to be building projects in that very shortly, to both test, like, just like learn world building skills. It's funny because I'll do all this extra shit, but I won't learn how the skills work in this. Like it'll click eventually. I'll learn it, I promise I will, just not yet. It's like I don't know, I think it's like anxiety or something. But the other thing I want to work on is like like I'm interested in trust and safety too, with all the like issues, plot holes for Roblox, for example, but it's really on most like VR platforms, with like children, or like even just the different stratified internet that we can have. I was thinking, actually, we were having this conversation the other day. Oh my god, what was it? Like a VPN. If like you had to have like a specific VPN that like checks you and is like, okay, this person is like 18 plus, and then you can get on to like the next strata of the internet. So it's like just do that and then just like monitor it, so like children just don't have access to like the full internet, you know, until whatever age, 18 or older. That'd be cool. Anyways, so it's interesting to see how they're solving those problems, of like how do we you know encourage safety and build safety and make sure that there's nothing bad going on our platforms. So I'm very interested to build like a mock-up version of that as like a portfolio showcase piece, and see the issues that go into tackling that problem too. Spent 8 years in the army. Congratulations, that's awesome. I would love to get my GD too. That sounds wonderful. I would love to do a lot of things, but life is pretty short. I do want to go back to school. I've talked to some of my professors about that, to do like my PhD. And actually I was thinking about it, I was like, but it would be lovely if I can combine it with like a law thing, because I want to get more, like, not that I want to, but I feel like I'm gonna eventually get more into like politics. I'm just getting my shit, but I'm on my way to the location. TY Jopa. How long does a GT take? Don't need to be in normal host country. Huh. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, you can. But doesn't high sec also take you, or like, you mean just like don't go into the wormholes, just like learn to collect the other stuff? Yeah. I want to learn more about these gas clouds, because I'm still trying to figure out like what I want to do for money in this game. We shall see. Focus on one thing at a time, you'll get it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been lovely. Like, people in Eve are so social and so nice and so very different from WoW. Yeah. I'm a little afraid of nullsec at the moment, though. Seems scary. We have to kill them, right? Do. Oh, right, we're in a new ship. Noise. Tweet. Yeah. Gotta get away from them kids. I mean, or don't. Doesn't really matter. But I would like to one day. One day. It's hard though, right? Like, especially. It's hard to manage life. We'll see how it goes. I'm assuming though that my children will, like, they're gonna be set up for a pretty unhinged life, so we'll see how that goes. See, it doesn't pew pew if I'm going too fast. Why are you not dying? I don't understand. Like, not taking any damage at all. I don't understand. I don't think I want to do level 2 missions anymore. We're not ready for that. It's not chill at all. This is ass. Sucks. Okay, whatever. Yeah, but like, if it takes over all the jobs, like, what are we, like, realistically though, like, what are we gonna do? We're just gonna, what, like, starve and die? That's stupid. If that's the case, that's stupid. I'm just gonna move to, like, a different country and, like, not participate in all that shit, because that's insane. Like, you can't just ruin the life of your entire population, right? You have to provide them something else to do, because you're, like, that would be anarchy, right? Like, it would be, if like, genuinely everybody was out of a job and then, like, everything's horrible, like, we would be in a very rough spot as, like, a human species. Or a really good spot. Like, do we all just, like, not need to work then if there's, like, robots working for us, you know, type shit? I don't know. So we'll see how it goes. So I don't think that, I'm sure that AI will eliminate a lot of jobs, but I'm also sure that, like, we as a people will adapt to that and, like, figure out another... Yeah, we're not running any more level 2 missions. That's insane. That was way too much. So, I don't know. A lot of people are, like, freaking out about it, but I don't think that it's gonna go in such a, like, dramatically, like, detrimental direction. I'm sure that we have a lot of changes coming up, but, like, You know, it's like when you have like a really evil like supervillain like leading you at the very top, that evil supervillain, or like a gang leader or like something else, right? Like you would have to, if you are like a tyrant, like you cannot kill your entire population, because if you kill your entire population, there's not going to be anybody that supports you as a tyrant or like an authority or like whatever. So I think that like all the fear around like AI, or like all the fear around anything really usually needs to like boil down to that, where like we're as a species like better kept alive and better kept like doing stuff instead of like kind of mindlessly wandering. And so if it really were like, I think that they'll throttle it or like something else. Like we're, as a human, we're gonna have to like be given something to do. Is there a sense of different economic systems that have advanced the human quality of life? Yeah, of how different economic systems have advanced the human quality of life. French grape pickers will literally pile on top of each other in a barn and a hibernate until the next picking season. So I'm not a historian, so my history knowledge specifically is very limited. But I can talk on like, you know, like how agriculture changed our, Jean-Jacques Rousseau writes a very interesting essay in 78 or 75 or something like that, on like the ownership of property and the ownership of land and how that, has affected our society. Different economies. I mean, like, yeah, different systems. I think that just, I kind of think, the way that I see it is like different countries are little different petri dishes. If you, whoever's like encountered petri dishes out there for like bacteria growth, and it's just different combinations of like how we as humans have been like combined and given different tools and different like geographic like environments and different like resource environments, and what we've done with that, and you know, how we've progressed over the past like whatever amount of years. Holy shit. Like, that's way too much. That's way too much. I can't, I don't even know where they are. I've done nothing. Okay, this is, we're done. I'm sorry, friends. We're done with this. This is too much. Ugh, it's not happening. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm gonna explode. I'm not. Fuck. Ow. Anyways, almost lost that ship. We're not going back there. Yeah, so for PhD, so I do, like, I foresee, because I'm, like, so I have, like, a lot of anthropology. I did a double specialist degree in anthropology, which means that I'm specialized in all 4 fields of anthropology. And so that's why I'm saying that, like, I do foresee, I don't want to be a politician, but I do foresee policy work later on in my years. I think I'm way too young to be in policy right now. But by the age of like 50, I'm probably going to be in policy, hence the whole, like, the streaming is going to be around for a while, because I want, like, whether I'm like a tech person, especially with my own businesses, or whether I'm a policymaker, or whether I'm like on the road to doing that, I want there to be like an accessible space for like just like people to like access me and whatever. So a PhD is definitely something that I want to do, because both like my lived experience, for example, like when you do like post-secondary education, like, it's a lot, people think there's all sorts of shit going on, but like really what they're teaching you to do is like write papers and then write books. And so like at a PhD level, you're like the only person that's specialized in this one thing on the entire planet, right? And so you're writing a piece of like a document essentially that's like contributing to science, and science is like the consensus based around the scientific method, and like its 2 things are like replicatable and repeatable, so that you can make a record of an experiment that you did that is both replicatable and repeatable by anybody else on the planet. So I know as I kind of go along that at some point I do want to contribute to that scientific record, because of, again, my lived experience, and kind of write an ethnography of like the community that I've been a part of, and an ethnography of that community, because I also think it's very important for people that like are part of certain communities to also write the account of that community rather than like some random ass person coming in and trying to like study a community that they're not a part of, right? So because we've like had a lot of like issues and biases around that before in science, and like that's how we got here. So I know that like a PhD is like something that I'm gonna like eventually do no matter what, and I do think that like when I'm old and gray and like have nothing else to do, then or like and I can't be like spry run around doing shit, not that I'm doing that now, professoring is something that is like a very good like elderly age profession, and if you have done lots with your life, you should then later contribute that to like the younger generation because your experience is important. But because PhDs take up ages of your life, it's fun to 3 years JD program. Yeah, it's a good idea to like pair that with something like a JD or something like that, because it could be useful. And because I do spend a lot of time in like the legal spheres already, I find myself constantly being like, I wish I knew what the laws were around this. I wish I knew what the laws were around this. But I also do a lot of international stuff, so I'm always sitting there being like, well, which laws? Do you want this country's laws or this country's laws? So that's still up in the air. Even when they kill you. Are still nice. Yeah, I'm just not like it's like it's like I don't want to lose ships. Like I can't replace this shit. Like it's like I'm not equipped enough to be like replacing ships yet. So fucking so expensive. So yeah. Not quite yet. Where did I leave that mining ship? We're gonna go back to mining. I think so. Alright, let's go find this. Alright, we can catch up on chat too. Yeah, I'm gonna do missiles. And I feel like I also can't like zone out from doing fighty things. I thought that we would try it today because I was like, I think I'm ready to get back to fighting. But I think I was wrong. I think I'm ready to just continue mining for a while. No, I definitely don't want my own practice. I'm not a psych person. I can't stand psych. Like, I understand we all need we need the study of psychology. I fucking can't. I can't stand psychology professors. Every single psychology professor I've ever had, I'm like, but this is your opinion. Like, we're all inside of our own heads, and your perspective is coming from literally your own fucking opinion. Every single psych not even professor, but like every single psych book, and they've done a lot to progress, like whatever, but like realistically, like they're all just talking out of their asses, and it's just their own fucking opinion. Like, there's 8 billion people on this planet. We all each have a different psychology. Like, it's important, the thing you're talking about, but it's really not that deep, bro. That's just my opinion. This is like fucking STEM competition right now, but like, ah, shit's so stupid. Fuck, no. Stop. We're not warping anywhere. Stop.
Drive active.
I am in Eve University. Yeah. But it's like the time you guys see me spending in Eve when I'm on stream is like most of the time that I spend in Eve, so there's just like a limited amount of things that I can do, and I don't really like reading or learning shit on the stream, so bear with me. I'm not a professional. I'm not going to be an Eve professional for a very long time, so there's a lot of people out there that are very good gamers, that are beautiful Eve gamers. I am not one of them, and I'm not gonna be one of them for a while. I do apologize, but we all make our own content. I don't know. Stock market bought to make money for you. LOL. Hopefully not that. I mean, maybe, I guess maybe they'll do some good investing. Cost of living to the point where $10 will buy you as much as $200 in the tax advances. Yeah, I mean, hopefully. Unless they choose to fuck that up for us. Because you also have to, like, consider the people that are leading those AI companies. And not a lot of them have good social skills, so... Or, like, are aware of population dynamics. Or care. But some of them do. The ones that are... They're trying. They are trying. I can give them that. Yeah, like... It would just be stupid for them to, like, AIs to death. Like, then... Okay, like, then we'll just have robots and, like, the 2 people that survive. Like, it's not fun. Like, in practice, it's not fun. You know, everyone's very on board to, like, conquer the universe, but then, like, do you actually want to conquer the universe? Do you actually want to be the only one left on the planet? Like, do you actually want that? Probably not. Like, it's not fun. And I don't think that, you know, tip people are gonna let that happen anyways. Lower headcount to make the numbers profit higher. Yeah, but the other thing about that is that, like, we're lowering our own headcount very effectively. Like, the birth rate has dropped globally, like, to a crazy amount. Like just like a bacteria culture, like, we self-regulate our population ourselves, right? Like, people are like, there's so many gays. It's like, self-regulate our population ourselves. Like, you know, we for millions of years. So I think we're good. Like, we have enough space, we have enough technology, we have enough people, we have enough self-regulation. We all just have to, like, stop interbickering and, like, just work together and chill the fuck out. Like, we're doing fine, especially in the Western Hemisphere. Like, because every time people freak out about, like, too many people in the Western Hemisphere, I'm like, have you seen the East? And they're not, like, they're freaking out, but they're not, like, they're fine. They're also functioning. So, like, we have a ways to go to get to that, like, population density. We're fine. We're not too, it's not too little, it's not too big, like, not too big, not too small. We're, like, just right in the middle. We're fine. It's fine. Just, everyone needs to chill. It's fine. And just, like, I think it's most important that, like, I think we're, like, privileged enough globally at this point where, like, every single person on the planet, like, barring the whole 17 sustainability goals from the UN, we should all just, like, figure out what you like to do, not because you have to, but because you, like, genuinely appreciate the job that you do and the thing that you want to contribute, and it's, like, showcasing your talents. Like, and I think if everybody on the planet did that, it would be lovely. Nope, you're totally fine. Deep chats are what we're here for. I'm pretty sure it's, like, somewhere in my description. Yeah, exactly. And I think they are. I think, like, the more we, like, me and Chad are like this, it's a bit problematic sometimes. But I've given up on the concept of privacy years ago. Yeah, I think that we should merge with AI, like, as if they were, like, our, like, family or companions or whatever. Not in, like, not, like, codependent, but, you know. Alright, let's go mine some stuff. We'll mine one, and then we shall return. I'm sorry, Jopa. Not today. That was too much. It was too much. I feel like I can mine rep by literally just mining. Wait, this one we need to untrack, right? Yeah. Untrack. Maybe we'll get back to it, maybe we won't. We'll see what happens. But I believe in us. I believe in society figuring it out. Like, we generally do. I think we generally do. It's not properly documenting their stuff. Yeah. Proper documentation code. I feel like though, but like I feel like junior developers or like anybody that's like writing code is going to be replaced by AI, and then you'll just and AI is pretty good at writing notes, right? Writing documentation. Um and just have people that are like monitoring and checking that. I might be wrong though, I have no idea. That's okay. Good luck on your fleet. I believe in you. How is that going so far? Every political system will become an oligarchy regardless of how it starts. I do believe that every system goes towards, that's actually interesting, goes towards empire, not oligarchy, because of our human nature to competition. And you can see competition in like children, like from the age of 5 or from the age of like whatever, siblings, like babies will compete with each other. I think it's human nature to compete, and I think that empire is like that taken to its extent, because like interestingly, again, like if you watch the UFC or if you watch whatever, like, and it's usually, I love you guys, it's usually men that like to stack into hierarchies. Women also will stack into hierarchies, and like all other genders, but very differently. Whereas like men will, and again, it's men like when you learn primatology, for example, like human species, or not human species, but like hominid species, right? Like chimpanzees and apes, and or like apes, but chimpanzees, bonobos, gorillas, they will have like entire rituals around like hierarchy, sorting out, and like hierarchy play and all this other stuff. So it's something that we like do in even other species, like like on a biological level, competition, right? And so competition will inevitably lead to hierarchy, and hierarchy inevitably leads to like somebody's at the top. And then like once you're at the top, empire also, like it does, like I'm not against empire, I'm just for ethical empire. And so if you're, it's this concept of like, if you're going to be at the top, it's also, you have to, the amount of money you have or the amount of power you have or whatever, the amount that you're choosing to take on or hold on to, you equally have the same amount of responsibility for anybody that's inside of that hierarchy. And if you're just taking advantage of those people, you're gonna get, you know, taken down a few pegs if you're lucky. If you're unlucky, you know, no longer part of the evolutionary function. So I think it's kind of an inevitable outcome, but it's also an inevitable outcome because we choose that outcome for ourselves. Like we choose to, you see social media, right? Like why do we follow people? Why are we watching me on stream, right? Like why do we do these things? Why do we look up to each other or look down? Hopefully we don't look down upon people, but like, you know, like if we didn't have that piece in us, then we wouldn't have to deal with like the repercussions of like hierarchy, or the repercussions of like oligarchy or empires or whatever. I think it's just really important for us to all keep each other accountable, and to remind again the people at the top that like their power and privilege doesn't come without responsibility. So, and I do see that happening, like because there are a lot of countries out there that like take their shit seriously for privilege. I think that we're all kind of just like synchronizing right now around those concepts. Like old money, right? Like old money will only survive if you're like ethical and responsible with your old money and you teach your kids, because also like, because in terms of leadership, for example, like, right, you have like in America you have like a 4-year turnover, but then when you think about kings and stuff like that, the reason that you have that is that there is like the British family, for example, there is a way like it does make more sense to have like a historical, like to have like a figure that leads, but then their whole entire job is learning their own family's like history of how previous people have led, and then like learn from the mistakes of their own ancestors, and then that's their entire job, because it's a shit ton of work to actually like be the person that answers for an entire population, and like it's a lot of training, and most people that aren't born into that are going to struggle with it because there's so much you need to learn. Like you first need to learn like all these things going up to leadership position, but then there's a lot of things you need to learn, and like a human life scale is only like 100 years, so it does make sense to like govern from a perspective. I'm not saying only higher, like only empire. There definitely has to be like a democracy aspect as well too. I like the concept of just like what's it called in Canada, where like we don't actually have a king, it's like a king for show. I don't know, but again, as long as it's like ethical, not that they're ethical, they're very unethical, but like in theory. So that's my perspective on that question. But a young person can't know what it's like to be old. Yeah, but I also think that some old people, like, I think that not everybody can remember very well. Like, I think a lot of people forget what it's like to be a child, or forget what it's like to be in an experience where this is your first time experiencing a certain thing. Like, I see a lot of, like, older people, like, have an assumption to children that like the child like knows better, and I think that a lot of kids get into very dangerous positions and situations, like not that they're responsible, but they end up in dangerous situations because they didn't know better, and because it was their first time experiencing something, and then like a lot of responsibility is put on them even though they had no other like unit of measurement to it, right? So I don't want people to give me isk though, because that's not what I'm here for. It creates like a weird relationship with people. Like I don't want people to like I don't want it to be like a constant thing, you know what I mean? I yelled at Chopa for it for a bit, but I do appreciate you, Chopa. I appreciate the isk. I also just like, because it's like I want to learn, like I don't think I'll learn if it was just like if people just like constantly hand you money. Yeah, exactly. I was actually just thinking about that. I was like, because everyone's freaking out about this whole trillionaire thing, but I'm like, there's so many video games out there that like the economies are still functional even though there's trillionaires. So like I think we just need to chill the fuck out and like readjust to the new measurements of society. That's why I'm like, or like any other currency, there's a shit ton of currencies out there. Like people have had, I'm pretty sure, trillionaires before, just not in like American dollars. So yeah, it's fine. We'll get used to it. It's scary. And again, it's like, what is he doing to contribute to society? To the society that he has a shit ton of power over. But like he's sending rocket ships to space. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Should he be in charge of the government? Fucking probably not. Like, but does he make good rocket ships? And has he Starlink? Like, I don't think we talk about Starlink enough. The fact that he's given internet to like such a huge part of the planet, like, you know, not just America, but like everywhere those satellites go, like all around the world, right, to places where previously internet was really hard to access, like good stable internet. That's good. That's a good contribution. Is he stupid in other ways? Yeah, like real dumb. Yeah, but people are multifaceted. Nice. Very impressive though. Congratulations on being a trillionaire. Yeah, see, like why you're going into the major because you want to like figure out your own issues? Go to a fucking therapist. And then they'll try to teach others as if they're right. And it's like, motherfucker, you just have problems. Like, you don't have to write an entire book and pretend like everybody's like this. Like, you can just say, these are my problems, and like this is just one human experience, but there may be more. And like they're starting to do that now, but like holy fuck, a person with a psych PhD, they will think they're correct because there's a doctor in front of their name. Holy shit. And it's like, yeah, you're correct in this one thing, but that does not make you the most correct person in the world. Like, about like, you are not, you know, like, Sigmund Freud was a weird dude, even though he contributed to society. What the fuck? It's just, every time, I can rant about this forever, I'm so sorry. We won't. but like one could. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, no psych major for me. Every single psych class I've ever taken has like really pissed me off like this. So it's just, yeah, I'm not a psych person. I got my lowest grade in school was for psychology because the professor pissed me off, and then he had like oh fuck, he had like a whole case going on, and it was like a whole thing, like because his life was just like a mess, but then he was trying to like teach people how to like live their life, like first years, especially first years, like how to like live their life and like how to like have their shit together. And it's like, but then his shit wasn't together. Like, just teach us psychology, just teach us the basics. You don't have to give us life lectures. Just because you have a PhD, you do not need to give us life lectures. Crazy work. Anyways, sorry, it's all good. Just insanity though. Anyways, I'm not sure what people will allow to happen while not doing anything about it. Yeah, the past 5 to 6 years have been nuts. But also, like, human existence has been nuts. Like every before, did you guys forget about like SARS and like all the crazy wars before that? I think we just like weren't really talking about, like, now we just talk about it and we're exposed to it constantly and whatever. And again, and like coming from other countries, like there's some crazy shit that's happened before that. Like we just didn't talk. Like when the Beirut explosion happened several years ago, I was like, it's just like heartbroken, and like talking about it, and the feedback I was getting from a lot of people in Toronto was like, oh well, we don't really know much about that part of the planet, so like it's okay. But now everybody cares all of a sudden. So I think it's mostly the fact that we're all talking about it, and that like we were so violently uploaded to all of it post COVID, because we were so violently uploaded to the internet during COVID, just very quickly. And so for people that like had never been on the internet or never spent like very long periods of time on the internet, I can imagine that was like very jarring. So I think that we're actually going through a product of that, rather than like things are more crazy now than before, because they were, like, I would say they were more crazy before. Like the wars that we're having right now are pretty fucking brutal, but this is not the first time. This is far from the first time. And like there's been crazy shit happening, right? So I think now we're just seeing it on our screens, which I think is actually a good thing, because I think that a lot of like civilians like don't think about what war actually is, and they're like very raw, which is why, again, I think it's a great idea to like UFC fight it out, and have it like remind human beings like what it looks like when two people are like hurting each other. It's pretty serious, and like it's not funny, like it's not cool, you know? So it's like a very real thing, and people very in a real way get hurt, and like we should not be like rah for war ever. So yeah, I think we're just seeing it. I think we're seeing it and we're talking about it. But it's a good thing. It's a good thing that we're talking about it, because I think that in the end it's going to get us to stop doing these things and find like better ways of handling our conflicts and emotions. Oh, I should list the hockey. I do need a gritty emoji, but that's also copyright, so I can't have that. But I will list my my love for the hockey in there too. Thank you for reminding me. I don't know how the American welfare system works, and the anti-immigration thing. I don't know. I think that I think it's an administrative issue rather than like, I think the whole like going back and forth between your policies every 4 years is definitely like a thing that affects that. Like there's very little consensus. Having seen different administrative systems all around the world and how they are run, I can in my opinion, I haven't like been inside the American one, but the American one just seems really fucking wild, and I think that a lot of the issues are coming from that. They need to learn how to like manage their shit better. Switzerland is a bad comparison because Switzerland is tiny as fuck. You like, if you have a population of over like 100 million, I don't know what the population of Switzerland is, but I'm pretty sure not 100 million. So yeah, it's nice to look up to these like smaller countries, but like they're also managing significantly less people on a different kind of landmass, on different resources, surrounded by different countries. America's surrounded by like 2 countries. One of them they think is exactly the same as them. One of them they constantly have beef with, right? So it's like, just the mentality of those 2 groups is so different. And then like, again, America also very often forgets about war and what it's actually like to be in war. Switzerland does not, because they had many a big old wars over on that side of the planet. So their mentality is so completely different. Guarantee they have an yeah, of course. I think like, because again, it's like oligarchy is like hierarchy still, right? Like somebody's going to be controlling a large amount of resources somewhere, so it, like at all given points in times, because again we tend to like organize into hierarchies just naturally, and so like just as long as those people are kept in check and utilizing those resources well, or they have like a big enough fear, like the fear could also be like, if you're not doing that and if you're caught not doing that because there's a lot of surveillance, then like the price of that is very severe, and not just like, oh, we're gonna smack you on the wrist. Like, you have to have a leader that's like willing and ready to like put people in their places. But that's just my opinion. Don't necessarily take that opinion. I might be a little bit going too far with that with that position, and I might be wrong, which is why I'm not ready for policy work. Ryan, I will eat you. Anyways, there will always be a king ape, indeed. Yeah, but not an empire that colonizes, right? I don't mean that. You shouldn't do that. I don't agree with like gentrification or colonization or anything like that. I don't think that's an ethical leader. Like, it should be through leadership, because we're always going to have some kind of leadership. Like, we're never going to have like a plateau of like human experience. Like, we're just not going to have that, because fucking children compete. So that stays with us as we turn into adults, right? But like ensuring that our leadership is ethical and we are instilling ethical leadership from the very beginning, that's like what's going to help us to utopian style society. Yeah, no, we're not going to have a utopia, because the like gradient of social hello, microwave prince. The gradient of human psychology is what bars us from that, right? Like, humans are born on a gradient, our brains are not all the same, and so like you'll have 60% of people that are here, you'll have, you know, whatever amount are outliers like trying for the good, and then you'll have like the fucking psychopaths, just dead shark eyeballs, no empathy. You're lucky if they're just like existing through existence and not doing anything. You're less lucky if they're like serial killers, and you're very unlucky if they decide to like compete in that hierarchy and use all of their skills for bad. So it's because we're such a mix of different things, and if we wanted to not be different, we should have thought about that like millions of years ago, or before we left the Garden of Eden, for those of you that are under the belief that our planet is only 5,000 years old, which is fine. Can even get Starlink on boats. Can even get Starlink up in like the desert, or up in the cold north places, or in space. So very impressive. I love it. We were gonna go overlanding at some point and just like into the Yukon to earn your experience. Basically, we had the same conversation when I joined the army at 17. Nice, thank you so much, sir. Yes, well, That desire probably comes from the military. I was brought up on like a military training space. My grandfather was a colonel or whatever they're called here. Not here, but whatever they're called here. Thank you for the bits. I appreciate that. PhDs can be wrong. It's a fallacy of opinion. Yeah, like fucking dog. If you let that shit get to your head, ugh. Like, ugh. It's ridiculous. Some people just start taking themselves way too seriously. Yes, thank you for your service. We appreciate you. Thank you, vets. Regardless of where you're serving, just the fact that a person goes into the military and into service and is willing to, like, you know, put their life on the line for their country. I'm not gonna cry. It's a huge, I think it's a huge, I don't know, I think it's, like, as a human thing, I think it's, like, such a, just, like, lovely and honorable thing to do. And then there's a lot of upsides to the military and the things they teach you. The only thing that I would like to see in all countries is, like, how they treat their vets. Gotta, you know, and I understand that, like, we can't, you know, give out a shit ton of money to every single person, but what we can do is, like, stimulate their community, you know, and, like, a lot of people are dealing with, like, PTSD, and a lot of people are dealing with, like, pain, right? So those two things, there's all sorts of ways to handle those things. I'm saying that from, like, a mental health perspective. I still do struggle with PTSD sometimes, but not so much, not from the military, but from other shit. And also with, like, chronic pain and stuff, and there's all sorts of things you need to do for that. And I think that I would like to see that conversation being had, and also, you know, like, activity towards helping people that literally fucking fought for our country, whatever country it is. Those are the people we should be paying attention for. So yeah, thank you for your service, pals. Invaded by aliens, that would be fun. Hi, Huffy. Also, hi, Eddie. I'm sorry, I know I'm, like, super far behind this fucking chat, but we're almost there. Too many weapons for aliens to try to invade. I fucking love aliens. I'd be so excited. I'm so sad that we still haven't encountered any aliens. I know there's a bunch of ships and stuff, and there's a bunch of, like, there's a bunch of ships or whatever NASA's released, but there's no, like, straight up aliens that we know hanging out. Like, maybe they might be hidden in some bunker or some shit. Maybe there's reptilians. Maybe there's, like, all this other stuff, but, like, there's no straight up aliens that we all know, you know what I mean? Or, like, we haven't gotten, like, a big old transmission, you know? We haven't had a big old spaceship land. And that makes me feel really, like, it makes me feel like the not solar system, but the universe is, like, very big. And that makes me sad. It will be fun. We freak out so much because of our, like, own little, like, planetary differences. Like, could you imagine how, like, blown our mind? I think we do need an alien invasion, because I think that would unify us. Like, we'd be like, hold on, are we really that different? Like, I also want the primates to evolve. I want us to make friends with, like, the apes. Fuck yeah, that would be fun. Or, like, mammals, or, like, any other species. Like, it would be cool if we had talking insects. That would be so much fun. Or terrifying. Or the dinosaurs would come back and eat us. I don't know. Hockey content withdrawal. I'm about to start watching. I know, right? I'm also having hockey withdrawals, but I'm in FIFA right now, so, like, we'll be FIFA'd for the next month. But I'm still very much plugged into the Flyers content, and, like, we're still very rah-rah after this whole experience, and, like, we're very on board already for next season. So I don't know, I'm, like, watching all that happen and all of the swap season stuff. I'm excited for them to start practice. I don't know if they stream that, but if they do, I miss them so much. I can't. I'm trying to, like, I'm like, maybe we could just, like, start motivating ourselves now and, like, start thinking about, like, you know, what are we missing? Like, we definitely need to work on our power plays and a few other things. World War II veteran. Happy service to him. Thank you. He was awarded 3 Purple Hearts. Nice. Wow, congratulations. You come from a line of brave men. Yeah. They don't, though. We can laugh at them now. We can make fun of them to their faces, so I think we've won. They're trying, though. Like, they're really trying to bring out the whole, like, if you're gonna do this, this is what you're up against, and, like, don't do any of the shit that we're doing. So I appreciate how, I don't know how many of you guys have watched The Crown. It didn't have everything in it, obviously, but I do appreciate that they are trying to talk about it now, which is nice. And they took Prince Andrew off of their, or Andrew off of their thing. So I think that they're in a position to showcase ethical rule from learning from all your unethical stuff. They're probably in one of the best positions to do that. And so far, they're not fucking up, because there is a lot. I don't know how many of you guys have watched Bridgerton, but then there's the Prince, or the Queen Charlotte, like, spin-off of it that talks about Queen Charlotte, and she taught, like, in that show they talk a lot about, like, why there's all these, like, different, like, orange pickers and, like, road measurers and, like, all this other shit that they do in the UK, and it's because it provides jobs for the general population. And again, it's talking about, like, making populations feel useful. The same thing with the AI, right? So I think that they showcase that a lot, where, like, they, you know, taking away, like, all the unethical shit that's happened and all the stuff that they did when, like, they weren't being just, like, watched. There's a lot of stuff that they contributed to society that was good for their society, let's say. There's a lot of bad shit that they did, like, a lot of bad shit. But I think they're trying to showcase that and be like, there is some good that we were trying to do, and whether they survive or not, the good that they were trying to do, like, those little pieces, like, providing, like, something to do for society, for their society, is, like, a thing that I think they're on about, which I think is interesting, you know. But if they fail, they're just gonna be disowned essentially by the group, so we'll see how that goes. They'll either survive or they won't. I'm not a big fan of King Charles, but I am excited to see what William and Kate do, so we'll see. And it is a lot of, like, you know, it's a lot of work, I think, to be in that position as well, and be under so much scrutiny and have so much attention on you. I think that they're, like, the OG influencers, basically. There was a reason all the empires fall. People always resist economies that don't work. Exactly, yeah. Like, if your shit doesn't work, like, you get annexed real quick by the people, so that's the trade-off. Like, you want to be in that position, that's great, but, like, a lot of kings get, like, unalived, so if you want to subject your entire family lineage to that, like, you better be doing it well, or, like, they will come after you. And I think that, like, France and countries like that have learned it, but also, like, have they France? Have they France? Fucking have they France? France is ridiculous. But Paris riots, like, every, like, 2 to 5 years or something like that. Free trade is always cheaper than maintaining a military presence. Yeah. Hello, old school. Explain what? From an anthro standpoint? Free trade? There's a book called The Gift, where, like, it's like a social currency, but again, I'm not a historian, so I can't really comment on, like, different like historical groups and how they kind of came about. I can comment on like basically my knowledge is like up to 10,000 years ago, and then it restarts again from 1950s on to now, which is like sociocultural anthropology. Before that it's like evolutionary stuff, but anything from 10,000 to 3,000 also I know like vaguely, not the historic shit, but the main evolutionary progress pieces. At 3,000 we develop writing, and that's where we have history. So history is like from 3,000 years ago till now. And that shit I had no interest in, but like now I do, because I'm like, I guess it makes sense. But like we were trading like a very long time ago, and I think that it all gets brought back to this concept of gifting each other things, and then the sociocultural like pressures that we put onto each other by gifting each other things. So like when somebody gives you a thing, especially if they continuously give you a thing like as a gift, then eventually over time you will feel pressured to give them a thing back, because otherwise it will like ruin your friendship. And that's like the basis of trade, and then that gets like multiplied over like whatever length of time, hundreds or tens or whatever amount of years, depending on like what you're talking about in terms of trade, because trade can be between two people or between like two populations, right? I have a lot of family that lost their lives defending. Yeah, it's a serious thing, and gotta be treated with respect. Yeah. I think that people that serve in the military, like there's a lot of obviously trauma that happens, and it really depends on the people, like where they take it and stuff. But I think that also a lot of people that serve, especially like ranked officers, they develop like quite a gentle, or people that have like seen war, like especially World War II, like vets or people that were like there during World War II, like they have such a completely different outlook on life and such a gentleness that like I'm gonna cry. My grandfather was a child in World War II. He passed away last year. It's gonna be a year in 4 days. And he was like, he had like a pretty crazy life and stuff, but then he eventually settled down in this like small town, and he was like a really wonderful father, like a very like still strict and like like very very manly man, like just fucking, he kept bees, and he was like a fighter too, like he was like a boxer and shit like that, and did some other stuff. Worked on like built like the highway and stuff, like a road worker. So he had like a really difficult life, and he was like a very manly man, but then he always like would like, you know, get down into like the grass with me and like look at little insects and stuff like that, and just like was always like very quiet but very kind and very like safe and very comforting, and he lived a very long life, and he was loved by many members in the community. So I think that when you see like really fucked up shit, like you don't get into like the petty bullshit, you know, and you don't let little shit affect you, because you know what life is worth, and like you know what things are like, they pick their battles well, right? And same with my other grandfather, like he was the one that was like in the military and stuff, and he'd like he was like eventually like a leader of like groups and stuff, and he at some point had like I don't know much about his like military thing. A lot of it was like kept quiet, like we didn't really talk about, but I know at some point he was like training, he trained a lot of people like in his later years, and he was training like a I don't know what the right word for it, but like a group of 25 men to go into Afghanistan, and they had just showed up in Afghanistan, and then like very shortly after showing up, the entire 25 person team was like killed. And I used to think about that sometimes, where it's like he was also like in several like pretty like crazy wars himself, especially when he was younger. So as like a new soldier, so he'd seen some fucked up shit, but he was like one of the kindest people I'd known, and he just had such a love for like gardening and love for like teaching me, and we would spend a lot of times like reading children's books and like reading like all these things, and he had so much patience and so much like just like really gentle, like all the people that I'd ever seen, like, you know, vets, but also like just people that have like really seen some like crazy wars and stuff, just such a completely different attitude towards life, and like just the shit that you see people bickering over, like, you know, these days, are in general like young kids, hood rat kids especially, fucking young gangster children. Like, you know, you would never see them in that kind of conversation. So yeah, I got big respect. Sorry, that got deep. Making friends with primates. Yeah, but also like chimpanzees will rip off your face and your arm. They are one of the strongest creatures out there. Like, if you are in a room with a gorilla, you're like maybe probably safe, as long as you don't try to fuck with the gorilla. If you're in a room with a chimpanzee, like, that chimpanzee will hurt you. They can rip off a human arm with their hand. No problem. No problem. People think they're cute and shit. I'm like, that is a deadly... No. No. Do you know how many times a chimp has ripped off a person's face? Like, because people own monkeys as pets. Stupidest idea ever. It's like owning a human being as a pet. That's fucking dumb. It's gonna riot. They're like, oh, it's so cute and sweet. I'm like, yeah, until it turns into an adult. And then always, like, they turn into a juvenile and like start fucking around because it's a wild animal. It's a wild primate animal. It's very smart. It will fuck with you, and then they start like getting aggressive, and then they get rid of them. Why did you get a monkey as a pet? It's ridiculous. Just appreciate them from afar. Let them live their lives. In Thailand, we got to like, there was a bunch of really cute little ones that were like out in the wild, and we like, well, they weren't in the wild. They were in the, sorry, not Thailand. It was Cambodia. They were in the like Siem Reap. So they were like used to humans. Okay, we're gonna go. I don't know if we'll finish this. I gotta go. I like to look at multiple disciplines in economics. Thank you for the follows, friends. July 18th, 783 BC. I cannot, but I can tell you that it was your birthday. Right. Is it the 18th? We're preparing for a birthday with Chopa. And at the anti-war movement and just nice. If that's a link, do send it to me via Whisper, please, because I don't have links on here, but I'm very interested to know more. Yeah. I'm interested to hear how vets are actually, because you hear whisperings online, but it's like, I want to hear from actual vets how they're feeling about things. I don't want to be told by Instagram how vets are feeling, or by like a random person dressed in whatever on the thing, because like how you know, unless you Google them, I guess. Yeah, it's a good idea to look at different noise. A platoon, thank you. It's a good idea to look at things from different perspectives, I think, always. Yeah, Jopa, I think that's called PTSD, maybe. But we love you anyways. That's okay. It can be worked through. It's totally normal for your feelings to be, what's it called? buried. It's like a totally normal human reaction. But also, I'm not telling you how to live your life, and I'm not telling you what you're experiencing. Your experience is valid and makes sense. But that does make sense when you see fucked up shit. Because our like survival mechanism is to like dissociate. I've seen, not on that level, but a few fucked up things, and I know for a minute I was not fully present on this planet. I was not fully present on this planet. I was like, it's all just a movie, it's fine. But then I had to deal with my feelings, and that was deeply unpleasant, and I went through all sorts of different fucked up and unnecessary coping stages, or they were necessary because, you know, they got us to where we are today, and today I value life, even though it's still difficult to sometimes get out of bed and participate in life. But that's why I channel my, like, I've now committed to channeling my life to, like, you know, with the experience that I have and with the opportunities that I have, because I see myself in quite a privileged space, to do as much as I can to like mitigate harm within the planet, in whatever capacity I can do that. And so I kind of channel all the feelings that I would previously channel into like negative coping skills or just like complete detachment from reality, into doing what I can to make it better, because I think that on some kind of fucking fucked up psychological thing, I'm like, it's okay. This fixes the things that happened. It doesn't, but, you know, in some capacity, it hopefully prevents more pain from happening. I don't know. Maybe my perspectives on that will change in a while. We'll see how life goes. But for now, it's working. These are some fucking deep-ass conversations, guys. Jesus Christ. Somebody tell a joke. That's another coping skill, is laughter. Aw, that's so cute. The kindness person thing. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot, and the unprocessing of that is also a lot. Like, processing it is also difficult, right? So shit be difficult. I applaud you for being on this earth, sir. Congratulations. As close as we get to humans, chimps and bonobos, those are the two that we have. So chimps are the warring species, and then bonobos, and chimps are also male, like a patriarchy dominant, whereas bonobos, where we have like the same relation to them, they're like equidistant species, and they look the same basically, whereas bonobos are matriarchal, and the way that they deal with conflict, because when like two species come together, or two populations come together, the chimps will they will just decimate each other, and then whoever's still standing like will absorb the other group that was the leader was taken out, or like the whatever majority of the what it was dominated, right back to this whole hierarchy thing. Whereas bonobos are female led, and when they meet another population, the way that they interact is that they all touch tips with each other, all of them, men, women, whatever. Doesn't have to be a boy and a girl, you know what I mean? And that's how they deal with it, by like basically making one big ball of happy, and then they know each other, and then it's all cool and like whatever. So like a lot of psych people propose of just like, that says a lot about our human species and why we handle things the way we handle. Yeah, it's a good time, but like it says a lot about us. What? Me. What is the Minmatar Trade Hub? I have no idea. Somebody answer that question. What's the Minmatar Trade Hub? Yeah, I have friends like that though. One of my best friends is like that. He's like, he knows how to care, but sometimes he just doesn't. And I am always surprised at his ability to just not give a fuck. Like, I think that giving a fuck also comes on a gradient. Like, I sometimes give a fuck too much, and that has nothing to do with PTSD. That has to do with just the fact that, like, I'm a squishy person on the inside. And, like, I'll cry at a movie. Like, I cry at everything. So I give too much of a fuck. Like, you know, which one of those is, like, normal? Who knows? Like, what is normal even, right? So, yeah. Don't think about it too much. I'm sure you won't, but, you know. I think it's like denial is where that river is where it can be like a coping mechanism, or like full send just dissociation. I laugh because, like, it's just looking back on it, I'm like, cause the thing I'm laughing about is that, like, I traveled to Europe, and I'm pretty sure also to Asia. Like, we traveled with my friends to, like, many countries around the planet, and I was fully, like, for the Asia trip, I was more or less kind of sort of there, but I was, like, angry that I was there. Actually, I was going through a lot of anger at that point. But when we went to Europe, like, I remember standing in the Netherlands and being like, I'm in the Netherlands right now. And I am, like, I just zoned in for, like, a minute because I realized, like, how dissociated I was. And I was like, holy fuck, like, I am in a different continent. It just felt like I came to, like, in a completely different continent. I was like, holy shit, this is real life. Like, I'm actually, like, I need to tune the fuck in. Because first of all, we're traveling and, like, you know, I'm so privileged. But second of all, like, you cannot be this dissociated while we're, like, doing some pretty crazy shit. So yeah, but it was weird. It was weird to come back into reality in a different country that I left. What a wild ride. But it's fine. It's all good. It's all good. We're here now. Fuck. Life is so weird. The, like, existence is just such a ride. Who authorized this? I did not. I probably did sign up for this, but shit. Man, what the fuck? I'm grateful. I'm grateful for having the opportunity to be alive, but, like, wow, it's a lot. There's a lot of feelings involved in being alive. Jesus. Mindfulness is good. Gratitude is good. Well, again, though, like, what is a normal amount of should, right? Like, what things should bother you and what things shouldn't, right? I think you're a kind person. You've been quite kind to me. So I don't know. You know. It's okay. As long as the important things matter to you, and I would say that they do, I think you're good. I don't think we all need to care about everything always at once. I think we just need to make sure we treat each other as we would want to be treated, and that's, like, more than enough. Other than that, you probably don't need to give a fuck about every single little thing. That's too much. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. No, you don't want to be hateful and bitter. That's what I mean. It's like sometimes not just trauma, but usually it's trauma. Like, shit does take a, like, you either work through it and, like, find that, like, you know, beauty in life and find value in it, and gratitude is, like, a thing that really helps to both, like, center and whatever. But, like, or it goes the completely opposite direction, which is, again, why I think it's really important for us to have some sort of, like there's never enough resources for vets, because it's really important to bring people that have seen some really fucked up shit back into the fold and back into, like, reality, and reground them and remind them that, like, there's good out here, even though, like, you've just seen some really fucked up shit or have had to do some really fucked up shit, which is worse. I don't know, worse. Probably worse. I don't like to measure, like, fucked upness. I don't think measuring fucked upness is a good idea. So yeah, for sure. Because it is really easy to go that, like, dark route. And then that ends badly for, like, both people and, like, you know, each other and whatever. It's not good for society. It's not good for anyone. It's not nice. But I think a lot of it's like, you know, people go the dark route. They go to the dark side. It's not even the fun dark side. Because they're not connected enough with like other humans. I think that if you're connected with other humans, it helps to. I haven't done my Duolingo. Okay, I gotta go after this. I love you, pals. Thank you so much for having conversations with me. I appreciate you all.
The asteroid is depleted.
Meep. We gotta do that Duolingo. To chaud ou froid. Why is it you have cold or hot in French? What is that? Oh, très amusant. Tu aimes les bonbons? Oui. I'm also learning Mandarin. We're actually going to switch to Mandarin shortly. It's something called the female choosy hypothesis. It's not, well, it depends on what you mean by matriarchal. I wouldn't necessarily agree. So female choosy hypothesis states that because females have more of, they put more, they put more, like, resource into, like, making the baby, like, physical resource into making the baby, because, like, out in the wild, like, orangutans, for example, like, they will meet each other, they're, like, because it also depends on, like, your range versus group, right? Like, are you solitary, are you a group creature? Humans are more groupish, but also can be solitary. So orangutans are solitary creatures, and so like they will meet each other, like pairs will mate like once every like few years or whatever, and then they'll like fuck off back to whatever. And then the males, again, hierarchy, the males will compete amongst other males for range, and so the male will have like a big old range that has a bunch of different females in it, and then that male will like compete to like keep his range. Humans, I'm almost done, I'm sorry, pals. To so human women will put more put more resources on, like, resources into having a baby, and so there's a lot of different, like, mechanisms in place there in order for females to choose, like, the best mate, right, for them. It doesn't necessarily mean that we always do this, just in general. But then post, like, having, again, Rousseau talks about this, once we started to, like, agriculture, but more privatization of land and domestication of animals and domestication of crops and all this other shit and domestication of women, and especially around things like empire or like population control or whatever, women are a very good resource for forging forging political relations, and also in, like, all sorts of different things. So, like, as soon as you monetize the female and, like, the reproduction of a female, then you kind of combine it into, like, that whole empire system. Then it becomes more patriarchal, and because a lot of our, like, I would say that history is patriarchal, right? Or, like, whenever we started, not just history, but, like, whenever we, like, ancient history too, whenever we started forming groups and there were these, like, patriarchal group dynamics, is, like, when we became more patriarchal and more towards that chimpanzee side. But because we're such a population creature, and, like, yes, there was a lot of different migrations from, like, our early, like, evolutionary points, we did a lot of, like, population type shit for a very long time, and males leading certain things, or, like, it depends on how the population was, like, grouped and whatever. But yeah, like, I wouldn't say that women are, I don't know if we're a patriarchy or a matriarchy, really. I don't know. I've meditated on it a few times, but I haven't reached a conclusion, to be honest. Yeah, I think it goes back and forth, because we've also had several, like, just, like, Y chromosome drops. So, like, sometimes when, and it's happened, like, 5 or 6 times where, like, it was, like, 2/3 of the Y chromosome population was just, like, decimated, and then, like, life restarted again. So I do think that, you know, like, in dire times, women will, like, you know, I used to wonder how that Y chromosome bottleneck would happen, but now I'm like, this is how it happens, like, because women will then just, like, they will clump to, like, a singular provider of DNA, let's say, and then just do their own thing. So it's very interesting. Humans are very interesting. Rennes is the, what was it, Minmatar trade hub? Star Trek. I want to watch Star Trek. Yeah, I don't know. The reason I was thinking about it is, like, is it worse to kill one person or watch, like, 1,000 people die? Like, it's just, you know, like, when you start getting into questions of which is worse, like, I just don't, I don't like those questions usually, because there's ways to make, like, one worse than the other, or the other worse than another. So I just don't, I usually don't even theoretically go down those paths, because it's like YouTube, educational. This is for educational purposes. YouTube transcribes everything you say, so that's how they check you. So I have to talk to it directly sometimes. Nah, I wouldn't say that women are protected by the patriarchy. I think that a lot of times women are actually suffering at the hands of the patriarchy. Like men in power do be abusing that power a lot, so it doesn't end well for women usually in those, in that kind of build. Oh, I'd have to think about that. It depends. It depends on how you position people in that because again, it's like there's there's like a very radical way to do that where women have like no power and no say, and they're just literally like essayed into doing whatever, like they're literally just a commodity, in which case like I wouldn't say so. But if you have like an ethical hierarchy, let's say, then like maybe depends on how much power those women are given. But again, that's more of like a history question. It's not so much an anthropology question, I think. Maybe, I don't know, but also it's just not something I really like I don't really usually think about those. They're just not of my interest, like those kinds of topics, because like the whole male to female dynamic, it just I don't, there's so many different answers to that, and I think that a lot of times it just brings like it's, I think maybe it's more of a historical discussion, because in history you can actually like come up with like evidence of different ways that question was approached throughout history, etc., etc. I have several like historian friends that talk about it. I wouldn't be able to comment on it. From an evolutionary standpoint, I can comment on like the mechanisms that have brought us here today, or like have brought us to, again, like agricultural positioning, or like maybe even before that, like even to like the closer we get to like modern day, the more the less resolution my study has, because again, it's like we go by the big evolutionary milestones. So once we get to 10,000, like I discuss like agriculture, but except for that, I don't really talk about human dynamics. I do talk about human dynamics post 1950s, but before that, like I would be talking about like primate, like the evolutionary like lizard brain driving forces that create procreation, or create like populations, or create population shifts, like why a population would like shift from point A to point B, and like, you know, how would that shift on average look like. And it's usually like a process of like altruism versus like selfish drives, etc., etc., survival type of thing. So it has less to do with like psychological or like power play dynamics, just because it's like it's just not my bucket. Like maybe historians, but not my bucket. But that's exactly why I don't like history, because I think it's kind of like psychology in that space, where it's like there's so many different ways, like there's an infinite amount of combinations of how humans can interact with each other. So I just find it overwhelming. I find history more interesting now. I used to hate it. I used to hate anthropology too, but I find history more interesting now. But I don't like to study it, because just like psych, I'm like, there's so many right answers and there's so many wrong answers, and it just seems like a bunch of fucking bickering, and I don't give a fuck to be involved in the bickering. So I read history, but I don't study history, and I'd hate to study history, because I look at my historian friends and they spend a lot of time arguing. So yeah, no. And they you know, they wrap their heads around questions like that. And for me, again, I would not say that from an evolutionary standpoint women always survive. Women are usually like, because women, especially if you have like big sexual dimorphism, like infanticide in lions, for example, like lions will murder, sorry YouTube, unalive, like other baby lions if they're not entirely sure if the baby lions are theirs, and then like impregnate all the other lionesses forcefully, or they'll just like unalive the entire group, or like in like groups that are hierarchies, like sometimes like one angry male can like decimate an entire female population. Those people still count, or those animals, right? So it's like it depends on what you mean by that. Like I wouldn't say statistically they do. I think that depending on the population, different gender dynamics might differ, but I don't know. I don't know. I think it can be shitty for each group depending on what their population, what the structure of their population is. But again, that's not a question for me. I don't know. Those be historian questions, man. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, everything is interpretive, I guess, at the end. In the end, that's just what I know. That's what I know. I'm not like, you know, I'm not the end all be all of all opinions. That those are just everything I say. That's just my opinion, right? Like just speaking from my own knowledge that I know and have. So I'm not like an authority figure on any of the things that I say. And as my account says, don't take anything I say too serious. So it's like a maybe. But yeah, no, I don't know many historical things, or like I wouldn't be able to give you like big old population stats, or I don't even know stats on like current modern populations. It's just not something that I like work in or whatever. But yeah, okay, Reha friends, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you all. Enjoy your evenings. Be kind to yourselves and each other. Thank you everyone that followed and subscribed. Thank you all for the conversations. I appreciate you all. Enjoy your evenings. Let's see who's online. Fucking Johnny, where is he? Zero Chronos it is. Reha. Good night, Sonic. Hope y'all Saturday is going well. Saturday. I may be on tomorrow, I may not be on tomorrow. We shall see what happens. But this has been good. Tomorrow I have a big ol' work day. It shall be nice. Good night, Ulf. Thank you for hanging out. I hope your evening is going splendidly. I hope you're enjoying your drinky poos. Tastes good. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Adios, pals. Lots of love. Have a good night. I think I said everything that I needed to say, right? That's all the updates. That's all the updates. Okay. Good nighty. Good nighty. Be nice to him. Reha. Excuse me. My stuff is struggling. Alright, good nighty friends. I love you. I will talk to you later. Enjoy your nights.